Virgo, welcome to your monthly reading for the month of February here on the Astroflower. We're going to be going into your chakras, your aura, and doing a tarot reading at the end. So stick with us. Yeah, monthly reading collective already out. Let's just see here. We got the Astroflower man. There we go, just connecting now. And here we go with the root system. You got well-defined roots. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of confidence in this month. I think it's going to help define confidence within your relationships. You're going to feel a lot more at ease, I think, with yourself in regards to relationships. You're not constantly trying to please people, and you're not constantly trying to run away from people who sort of seem to be absorbing your energy, basically. It's just a kind of like, no worries. It seems like that. Very calm and very relaxed root system there. Really, really nice. And let's just see what's going on in your solar plex, on your sacrum. Yeah, because even that's nice as well. It seems like this month here, you're going to look after yourself. And this could be within your pleasures or, physically as well. But generally, there's a very, very healthy work ethic between sort of work and play, basically. Getting a fine balance going on. Really nice, actually. Really beautiful. There's only one other sign, which is your neighbour, which is, I think, Leo, also came out with this as well. They had a very similar sort of thing going on. But there's a lot of confidence in here, and it's natural confidence, it's flowing confidence, it's being completely at one with yourself. Let's see what's going on in the solar plexus, because this is what seems to be causing the situation. And yeah, we got it on you as well. There's in this section here above it, so it's here really, but on the man. So let me just bring it in. Sorry, on this section here above it, it's sort of getting infused with the heart chakra. And saw this on Taurus as well, so this is on earth signs, as seems to be, and this is a double-edged sword. Basically, it can provide a lot of passions for your life, passions in regards to your heart's desires, getting out there, being very sociable and everything like that, being the belle of the ball or the king of the castle, whatever whichever you sort of strikes with you. But it can also be, you have to be just a little bit careful of the words that you employ, because sometimes they can be a little bit fiery, and people may not be expecting that, so they may feel a little bit sort of like, whoa, sort of situation. So I would be just be very wary in the month of February coming up. Let's just see how that plays into, because the rest of it. Just to see the rest of it. The rest of it is really well defined. I'm starting to question whether it's got something to do with the pole shift. The overall energies that are around us that are inverting. And there has been a definite evolution. I've been dowsing chakras, and I've been doing it, and I've been looking at auras, physically looking at auras for, I don't know, 30 years or something like that. I guess, it's quite amazing. I've really enjoyed my life. I really have. So, and there has been definite changes. It started off with a change in the karmic block, and it seems to me now moving on to the energetic level as well. And this could well be that inverts it, really. So I would be very patient and diplomatic with tricky situations, basically. If it's love situations you're on, then go for it hell for leather. By the looks of it, it looks like it'd be very passionate and very good for you. So, if that's on your radar, then definitely go for that. If you find that there's life's a bit difficult with people at the moment, then I would just be very patient and very diplomatic with the way you sort of deal with tricky situations. Okay, so, but the rest of it is really well defined, like what we're getting in the monthly reading. And this is what also gives me the idea that it's being affected by the overall energy field of the earth, rather than just your energy field of yourself. Let's just see what's going on in your heart chakra. Very, very sociable at the moment. There's a definite desire to be very sociable. Yeah, very sociable. I would, make sure you get a healthy exercise going as well. I think, just get some nice healthy exercise, doing a bit of cardiovascular, nothing too strenuous, but just something to keep the motor ticking over. I think that will also help you as well. But with this fusing aspect between the root chakra and the heart chakra, it's having a real effect on your heart chakra, Virgo. So let's just sort of separate the two, as it were. That's really interesting. There's a definite transformation going on, and you're not, as I say, you're not the only one. There is, without exception, at the moment, without exception. It's not necessarily reproduced in the same way as what you've got. You've just got the same reproduction as Taurus. Others had different forms of changes within the solar plexus and the heart exchange. But, there's definitely a theme going on here, and you can see it in the cards as well. Let's just have a look at your heart chakra, because as I say, it's very sociable, really nice. There's a desire to taste the here and now, do things, go things, get excited about things, meet people, go out and do things. It just seems like this social animal at the moment, by the looks of it. Really nice. Just got to be wary of burnout, I guess, by the end of the month, Virgo. But fill your boots, have your fun. I think there seems to be little in the way of deep emotions, so there's not a lot of things that are coming to the surface that you sort of bring out the depths of your soul at the moment. So I think it's going to go pretty plain sailing for you. A really good month. There may be a bit of a hiccup in the second week. We'll see that in the tarots, the tarot cards. I call them tarots. That's my London accent coming out. Let's just see what's going on your third eye and your throat chakra. There's a lot of mental stimulus maybe within this social environment, within this going out and doing things. It's occupying yourself. It's keeping yourself sort of busy, but learning new stuff as well. So it could be a case that you're going on a course, or you're opening up to new understandings that are within yourself in a conceptual sort of way, rather than in a physical sort of way. But this is very sort of conceptual in how you're doing things. And it's driving a very mental energy at the moment within you. Be a little bit careful of that, because you're in the here and now as well. And as I said, there's no deep energies coming up through your heart at the moment. And it doesn't take much for that to flip from being really good to being really bad. So you do need to have just a little bit aware of that. Realize that these are conceptual ideas, and that should be, the conversion into the physical world through the energetic world is a process that we all need to learn constantly. I never stop learning. It's one of the greatest beauties of living on this plane. Is we're constantly, it's constantly understanding stuff, which is really nice, and I really enjoy. And I think this could be the same for you. I think this is where you should, feed that hunger to understand and yeah, and to put it into context in regards to your emotions and how the energies sort of fuel those emotions or create those emotions, as it were. So yeah, you don't want to go top heavy. So in March you sort of start really flagging. But then again, I say that, but you are also in your summer period. So you're bound to be very active and very busy at the moment. While you're moving into your summer period during that month there. And that's going to go from Pisces right to Gemini. And it seems like you're picking up speed in order to get there. It's looking really nice, Virgo. Let's have a look at the crown chakra. Okay, so it's more open to the relationship side than it is to the financial side. I think the financial side is very clear about what you want out of life in regards to your job, your business, and your projects and stuff like that. I think you have that consciousness to get what the lifestyle that you wish to lead. And on the relationship side, it's a lot more open. So it's almost slightly lopsided. You got let's do it this way because it's much easier. You got the crown chakra there, and that's in a normal sort of state there. So you got the right hand side there that's just a little bit more sort of open. This side here is really well defined, but it's on the right hand side that seems to be a little bit more sort of open than this side here, than on the left hand side. The right hand side seems to be a lot more open than it is here on the left hand side. Because I'm doing it as if like you are there in front of me. So my right is my left and anyway. You all know, you understand what I mean. So that's really nice. Let me just have a look at what the consciousness is doing, which we can find inside. We have sort of levels of consciousness in a way. And it's not superior or inferior. It's just basically, it's like a computer with a different processing chip. Gradually you increase your processing chip because you understand a lot of things. And I think this is a process which you are going through. I think this is a conscious, a step up in your consciousness, an evolutionary moment, a real ascension moment in a way for you from one stage or one way of being to another. Okay? Just trying to think what there's a sort of in the way of meditation which will be good for these chakras here. If you feel like you're thinking too much, if that's what's taking over your life, I would use that tea meditation in the morning, which you can find on our website. It's also at the back of the Astroflower books. It's a tea meditation when I go into the needs and the wants. And it's an exercise that takes around about 10 minutes in the morning. But it's just basically, it's anxiety and sleep deprivation and tiredness and bouts of anger. It's all connected to that sort of management. And in the morning, there's a particular type of meditation that we do, that we engage with our consciousness, engage with our inner being, as it were, the conversation that is within inside us all, and put things into position where it's easier for us to sort of go forward in the day without being overwhelmed by ideas and anxiety and that sort of thing. Okay, so, but generally, really nice. I still want to know what's going on between the solar plexus and the heart. I think I'm going to have to do a big meditation on that and find out what's going on there, because there's a definite transition, and we can see that in the beginning of March. Sorry, that's French. March, where you get there's a lot of configurations within the planets. There's also Pluto that comes out of Capricorn and goes into Aquarius. There's lots of changes going on over the next year 2023, and it's setting up basically, and you seem to be in a really good position. And this is the other thing that's come up a lot, is about positioning. Let's have a look at your aura. yeah, I would be wary of just being, and this is just being wary of being too influenced on the outside. It could well be that this is this changing cap, this almost like a shell that's being created for the aura at the moment, which I haven't seen before either. There's a lot of things going on in the energy world. And as I say, I've been doing this for 30 years. You know, for the first 15, 20 years, there wasn't a great deal of changes that was going on. And then sort of 10, 15 years ago, around about sort of, you know, 2010, 2014, around that sort of era there, when there was this respite for 5 years, and since then things are really changing. So it could well be that, but then also at the same time, I do think there's a certain influence from the outside world which could be good for you, but it also could be nocive, you know, destructive for you. And I would certainly take a good look at that, how you are influenced with people around you, and accentuate the good influences and maybe just reduce the negative influences. Help you just progress on. But you've got a lot of confidence within you, and the rest of your aura is actually really nice. It's well flowed, well charted. It's working really well. There's a good confidence within you at the moment, Virgo. So let's just go on to your tarot reading. And so this is the overall energy. This is the karmic messages. And then we got week 1, 2, 3, and then the collective week 4 at the end. Okay, so let's just see what's going on with the overall energy here. Get your motor running, head out on the highway. I'm not sure of his movement, but I think you just want things to be buzzing, and it comes back to that with the heart. And I think this is responding. The energy is responding to you in a way, or you are responding to the energy around you. It's one of the t'others. Yeah, it's all about you this month here. I think it's this is the positioning thing we were talking about. And the Hierophant is understanding how to get to that pleasure there. So that's running through you as well. And the 7 of Wands is basically, she's sat upon 6 of Wands. So it's sat upon something that you've done, that you've realized that you've done within inside you, which is people notice around you. And they're obviously, when you get, when you're really confident, there's some people who's going to want to knock you off your perch. That's just an innate human thing that obviously is a bit of a pain in the backside. And this is where I think you should be, you know, conscious of the influences of the people that are around you. The Hierophant is learning about what steps you need to take in order to reach your goals. And you should realize that. Apparently this month, this is what the realization's coming through. So let's just see what the karmic message is on your relationship side. You got it working. Excuse me. You've got a lovely social energy about you, and it's learning how to, you know, be yourself, basically, I think, and being a little bit of an extrovert, you know. Let's just see what there's. He's learning how you can sort of encourage the manifestation of your dreams. It's very much a Hierophant energy as well at the same time. And the Hierophant was smiling, really broad smile. And I think that's also comes from you. Ace of Hearts. Ace of Hearts. Ace of Cups, sorry. So Ace of Cups, you know, lead with your heart, basically. I think that's what the karmic message is here. And I sort of said, you know, I think you're really on fire. You've got a lovely energy that's flowing through you at the moment. Let's just see what the karmic message is on your financial sort of side. And then we go week by week. Completely opposite. It's completely opposite to the other side. It's, you know, you got your eye on the prize and you're not taking your eyes off it till it's in your hands, basically. That's what it seems like. You got your eye on the prize. Queen of Cups. You know, the Queen of Cups does have that sort of, it's like a fish at the base, which is all to do with the money and etc. And it's how you create an environment that is around you that is absolutely fun and explorative, where you're expressing yourself, but also keeping an eye on the prize. You know, that fish is there between her legs, or just sat in front of her, as it were. And it's as if like it's yours for the taking if you so desire. And that naturalness about you is going to breed a lot of confidence when it comes down to the financial world. You know, I think that's the end. That's the past. I think that's the past of your worries in regards to sort of finances. I don't necessarily mean you're going to win the lottery, but what it's saying here is your success is tied into your enthusiasm or your happiness or contentment to do what you're doing. If you really hate your job, then yeah, it's sort of saying to you, get out of that and into what you love doing, basically. So let's just see what's going on the first week on the relationship side and on the financial sort of side. Okay, two different messages again. This is how the universe or the divine plan is trying to influence us over this month. Togetherness on that side, and on this side here is networking, and I think there's more learning, more Hierophant thing on this side, on the financial sort of side, than it is on the love side. I think the love side is almost as if it's sort of just reiterating at the beginning of the month, just let yourself be. Just go with, you know, if it works for you, if it floats your boat, then just go with it. Yeah, there's healing. I think that healing is now coming from that Ten of Swords. And I think the healing comes from you just kind of going, do you know what? I can just live life. And that is going to provide a lot of healing for you. A lot of a reconstituting of who you really are, basically. Let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side, because the messages were not connected. And on this side here, it's all about learning. It's all about you know, jotting things down, listening to things, learning something. So you could be starting a new job or a new business, and there's a lot of research maybe that needs to go into it, or you want to progress your career path. And there seems to be a lot of noting things down. I think these are gifts, basically. I think you're going to understand that this learning process that you're embarking upon comes up as a golden opportunity for you. And just kind of saying, yeah, I'm going to do that. So, you know, it could be I wanted to be, you know, you want to be a journalist or, you know, sell houses or whatever. And it's a learning curve of how to do that. And you get an opportunity, a real gifted opportunity here at the moment in order for you to explore that. Let's just see what's going on week 2. Someone's holding out their hand to you in a loving way. And I'm not sure if it's like they're holding your hand out to you, or you're taking each other's hands, as it were. The Ace of Swords. You got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords has been coming out from everyone. I think this is like a as well as it's like a gift as well from your ancestors or from who you are, and it's like, you know, comes from great auntie Reenie or whatever, you know, and it's coming out of that. It's coming out of the blue in a way, and it seems like someone wants to hold your hand to help you through, and it's as if you find harmony and position and weight in a way of who you are, or how you can love, or how you can enjoy things with love by an opportunity or a situation that comes out of the blue. So if you've got sort of all of a sudden you want to go and do something which is a little bit off your radar, I would follow it a little bit. You know, the ideas that come a little bit out of the blue, most definitely sort of follow it in the second week. Let's just see what's going on in the finances on the second week. There's work here. There's eager work from your side. There's getting involved in something. There's setting off on a direction or a plan or a possibility. Happiness after difficulty. As I said, I think that's what that Ten of Swords was all about, and that's where you're heading, towards that happiness. I think this is going to be a really beautiful month for you, a realization this month, and that, I've got to say, at the moment, you are the exception. You are the exception. I won't curse the rest of the reading, but you are an exception because it's looking really nice for you. I think here is got to do with maybe a job, maybe you know, a new job, or contentment of being in, you know, in your career path or in your business. Difficult getting your business in place. But there's a definite thing between one week and the next where you've been noting things and now you're getting on and doing things. And I think this is going to provide that happiness for you going forward. Let's just see what's going on the third week for you. Well, there seems to be choices to be made in the third week here. And I think this has to do with your heart. It could be to do with, say, like family and friends. So you might sort of like met someone and they sort of say, I live over in California and you live over in, in Hilton Head or whatever. And it's obviously miles apart. And so you'd have to leave your family in order to go and live with that person and stuff like that, or follow that path. That seems to be a sort of scenario here. I think it's good for you. It's coming in fast, whatever it is. It's coming in fast. And I think this is a victory for you in a way. You're going to feel like you're going to punch in the air, kind of going, yes! This is the sort of thing I want. This is fulfilling that idea of that zippy, happy-go-lucky energy in the third week. And it's coming into action, basically, within that side, in your relationship side. Let's just see how it's going on with the karmic message. The third week on your financial sort of side. When you start getting success and stuff like that, it's like Coca-Cola wouldn't give out his recipe, yeah? It feels a bit like that. You may need to protect your position at the moment going forward. It's communications all round here. You got the Seven of Wands going to the Eight of Wands. We also had this in someone else's, the Seven of Wands and Eight of Wands. And look at this, it's very, very progressing, because you've got the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups, and you've got the Eight of Wands here. I wonder, you know, the Seven and Eight of Wands here. It's flowing out of you, and I think this is where, you know, how you convey the information is going to be very. I think you have to be a little bit astute of how you do this. Don't give away everything. You know, keep a few close cards for yourself, you know, one in the back pocket, as we would say. You know, it appears that way. It could well be also sort of like where you've been trying to get a job, you've gone for the interview, you've done your trial period, and you're getting that message in about the job. That could well be it. You've started your business, and in the third week you start noticing what the sales are like and stuff like that. So you start to get some information or feedback into your financial realm. But whatever it is, it's fueling that idea of information, basically, of learning and stuff like that. Let's just see what's going on the fourth week. So on the relationship side here, yeah, this is good. It looks like you're making decisions very quickly. It possibly comes from that Ace of Swords situation in that point there. Yeah, you're disappointment. I think you're fed up with disappointment more than anything within the world around us. And this is where we're coming up to that changing point at the beginning of March. And I think as the things coming into you, it's going to put you in a position where you, and this is where I'll talk about positioning, that you may fall in love with someone, for example, or you have a situation in your relationships where it's absolutely blistering, but it's going to take you away from, you know, from where you've been and the connections you have where you were. And that may be a slightly disappointing for you. Let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side. Well, I think this speed that's coming on the relationship side, but also the speed of the Eight of Wands, the sort of like, you know, sort of networking, sort of communication sort of side here, it's almost like, I think it's like an offer, or there's something coming into your life here. Planning decisions to be made. I think this comes from the idea that the message that comes in will then give you the Two of Wands, which is going to sort of provoke sort of planning, you know, could well be, you know, planning to go on a journey and stuff like that, because she's got that globe, she's got that sort of, you know, she's actually looking listfully via, you know, through the window, looking out to the future, looking to travel. And I think this is going to tug at your heart a little bit, because it's going to obviously change the situation from where you are to where you're going. And, you know, you may really love where you're being, and you might say to yourself, but I've got to follow my path, and it may take you away from, and that's what might be the disappointment within there. But overall, you have created this situation. You have created it with your confidence that you've acquired over this last month, through January and stuff like that. And it's you who's going to be sort of like be the driving force going forward. So enjoy it, drive it, I would suggest, and but be prepared to you know, to take on the consequences of that driving force within you. I think it's a good thing. I really do. It can be a bit daunting at the beginning, but I think it's a really good thing. So there you go, Virgo. Thank you very much for being with us. If you've made it all the way here, wow. I love you dearly. Thank you very much for your support. If you're not subscribed already, why are you not subscribed? That's unbelievable. You know. Yeah, so I'll speak to you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.